Today, we are going to discuss hypergamy and how it impacts the mental health of guys. Is it really as terrible as everyone says it is? Or is there another explanation? Dates should be enjoyable just like any other activity you participate in. I hope you find happiness and that you can get to the point where I am, which is where I truly like going out and meeting women, engaging in conversation with them, courting them, and generally having a good time with them. After seeing this video, you should have a better understanding of how to advance toward that goal step by step. I am not suggesting that you are capable of traveling there. However, I do hope that you come closer. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, hypergamy refers to the practice of getting married to or having sex with someone who is more financially successful than you are. You don't seem to mind that the most well-known example of this is Cinderella, do you? You are aware that she is a commoner, and you are also aware that she eventually weds a prince and becomes a princess. Nevertheless, when she was still a commoner, she did the following. So, let me ask you this, what are your thoughts? People have the misconception that women are constantly searching for new dates and that they prefer to go out with guys who are financially more secure. It doesn't matter what it is, in my opinion, that statement is not accurate. As a method for determining one's social standing. Just like mate value is comprised of a variety of factors, one of which is your socioeconomic level. I guess that's kind of true. There is no doubt that women do not make an effort to date someone less desirable. Instead, they look for someone who is on the same level as them or one level above, and the majority of people believe that this philosophy extends even to the act of hooking up. They will only develop feelings for a man if he has an attractive appearance or if they are really sexually aroused at the time. As such, or perhaps you are merely aware of that fact. They are quite enthusiastic about engaging in sexual activity, and they refer to men as guys and toys, which is sometimes accurate. Why, then, do men get so worked up over this? This used to make me angry, and now I understand why I felt that way. If the most desirable ladies are all interested in the same desirable men, then there is only room for one man. There are a lot of guys who won't participate in anything that's going on out there. You are already aware that ladies won't be interested in them. They crave the company of a female companion. They are going to be left behind since nobody will want to share their bed with them at night. And to some degree, we witness this taking place on a daily basis in the culture that we live in today. I would estimate that we have roughly 30 of them in all. The vast majority of guys have no interest in getting married, so they don't. These individuals are referred to as cells. They become really enraged as a result of that. They come to the conclusion that their life is unfair and that things aren't going the way that they want them to. Because it aches my heart to see individuals in this region, I'm hoping that this may either motivate them or cause them to see things in a different light so that they can break out of the downward spiral they're now in. As you probably already know, I used to call this neighborhood home. Because I've been in your shoes, I can empathize with the struggles you're currently facing. On the other hand, I haven't always been a guy who is motivated and thinks positively, and I've always considered it a positive trait. I regarded it as a positive experience since it demonstrated to me that I could achieve my objectives if I put in the necessary amount of effort. I am committed to improving myself and achieving the goals that I have set for myself. I am instructed on how to present myself in a manner that is appealing to members of the other gender. When it comes to my mate worth, there are a lot of opportunities for me to improve, and it is not impossible for me to do so. There are some things that cannot be changed. You have the ability to bring about positive changes in both your social and economic circumstances. The world in which we currently reside places a significant emphasis on one's social standing. I am a walking example that achieving this goal is not impossible. Know that there was a man who was broke before this company started doing well. He was the one who started it all. When I first started this company, I had a balance in my bank account that was $2,000 in the red. Even if you now have a negative $2,000 in your bank account, I'm here to tell you that you can turn that around. How much your partner values you and places importance on you. You are aware that you can improve your ability to communicate with others, your general well-being, and the quality of your interpersonal connections via education and practice. When I saw this, I realized that the only way to improve your social status was to learn how to dress, play games, make friends, and cry. There was nothing else you could do. I'm speechless. I was absorbed in my thoughts. This is due to the fact that in today's environment, there is less room for women to make mistakes than there is for men. This is the opinion that I hold, and I've been talking at length about the gender pay gap recently. For my part, I take pleasure in carrying it out. But here's something to think about: almost without exception, the wealthiest people in the world are men. A significant number of ladies can be found in higher echelons. Because, for example, the husband had passed away or something like that. They are, in a sense, the beneficiaries of a substantial amount of money that was left to someone else. Consider the examples provided by the portraits of the Walton family that are hanging on the wall. Are you able to find them? According to me, their worth is something in the neighborhood of $50 billion. It is correct to say that there are some women included in this group. It is a widespread fallacy that women are incapable of or have no interest in becoming business owners. This is an assumption that is often made. If you take a quick look around any city, you'll notice that men occupy the positions of power at both the highest and lowest levels. Could you provide me with a ballpark figure for the proportion of males who are living on the streets? In a similar vein as the year 1995. In no way am I denying that there are people living on the streets. There are, in point of fact, women living in many parts of the world. They have yelled at me and spat at me. As a guy, it's kind of like, you have these extremes to deal with. You have two options. You can either let your preference for reading from left to right get in the way of your life and find yourself without any friends or family members who care about you, or you can choose to realize your full potential and develop into a wonderful, successful person who everyone admires. As of this moment, only females have been reported to be impacted by it. There is no doubt that women, too, display a great lot of variation, particularly in light of the passage of time, yet, if you ask me, for a guy, it's kind of either the advantage or the misery. There is no doubt that women, too, demonstrate a great deal of variety. It is up to you, as a man, to decide how you want to look at things and whether or not you have the ability to make changes to many of these difficulties. You do have the power to make changes in some of these situations. It is advising you to hey, look, and listen, and those are the two paths that you can choose going forward. You will either be a part of the successful 70% who enjoy the benefits of progress, or you will be a part of the unsuccessful 30% who fall behind. It is possible to form the sexual and other relationships that both the women who can date him and the women he is interested in dating desire. The question is, which way will you go down this road? Allow yourself some time to think about it before you decide anything. Is there anything I can say or do in this video that will make me appear more appealing to female viewers? I can assure you that the answers are not in any way negative. There are things you can do right now to start making progress. It is possible that you are not in the suitable mental or physical position to begin doing these things, and that is good. I wasn't either. There are things you can do right now to start making progress. However, the fact that you can start doing something is what really important. The insignificant things in your life may be good for your mental health. I won't be able to fully explain the benefits of beginning at the bottom and working your way up until you have improved your mental and physical condition to the point where you can start generating actual improvements in your life, and then begun to work your way up from there. There is an extraordinary amount of pressure placed on one to achieve success. It is essential that you place a strong focus on your own individuality. It is wonderful that you are able to acknowledge both the happy moments and the horrible times. They are the hypergamous guys who were born into riches that was born of beautiful looks and who were born into all the things that people in the FRS desire so much, and they talk about how they have always been on top. I know dudes who have always been on top. They are the hypergamous guys who were born into riches that was born of beautiful looks and who were born into all the things that people in the FRS desire so much. It's unjust that all of these guys get to enjoy the same benefits at the same time. I can tell you as a guy who is in that scenario that they are suffering somewhere deep inside, but they have no concept where it is or what it is. I've been in your shoes, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that when you find your way out of this situation and are able to say something along the lines of "I'm not at the top, but I'm definitely a lot higher than what I was," people who are seeking a more straightforward way of life will be impressed by you. It's wonderful that you're able to look back on your life and have a deeper appreciation for the things you've done and seen. You have personal experience with every aspect of a problem, and the fact that you are a man gives you the additional insight that we are not trying to make up for lost time. Because I am aware that we are capable of pursuing our objectives and making improvements for the better, I don't have any doubts that we will. When people first discover about hypergamy, it has the potential to leave them feeling very disheartened since they may assume that it is impossible for them to achieve. On the other hand, I can assure you that if you believe what I say, you do not believe what you say to yourself. Simply by watching this video, you have access to the tools and resources necessary to find a solution to the problem. You're already out there trying to figure out why your life is the way that it is. You've given up on trying to figure out why it isn't, and instead you're looking for reasons why it could be better to explain why it isn't. You're already trying to figure out why your life is the way that it is. You've given up on trying to figure out why it isn't. You can't expect others to assist you if you don't help yourself first. Some people believe they can change the world, while others believe that they can't, and they're typically right. You can't expect others to help you if you don't help yourself first. Is there really anyone who is outraged about hypergamy? People who take pleasure in griping about their lot in life are frequently to be found in the same position as I am.